This is Split Second. If you like insanely fast cars and explosive action, you've come to the right place. Over the next 12 exciting episodes, contestants from around the world will battle it out on the track with the aim of qualifying for the chance to race the Split Second Elite.
Video games are always attempting to emulate other forms of media. Usually this is in the form of cinematic cutscenes. However, Split Second Velocity goes one step further and sets up the game in the style of a reality TV show, which would never be able to exist in the real world due to the amount of explosions. But more on those later. Split Second is a racing game in which you participate as part of a show that is being aired on a fictional TV channel. This framing device is a minor distraction and is tantamount to changing the words of career and chapters into season and episodes respectively, as well as throwing in a cutscene about what you have just done every once in a while. Nonetheless, it's a decent enough story, especially when you consider that racing games usually don't have one, and it gives an excuse for explosions. Lots of explosions. Split Second's unique selling point is that instead of the weapons or boosts that you usually pick up in arcade racing games, you activate power plays ranging from a simple truck exploding at the side of the road to collapsing bridges and changing the entire track. Driving down what appears to be a straight road becomes a test in hazard perception, and here's a hint: everything is a hazard. It's an exhilarating experience to have to weave in and out of the corpses of cars that have been wrecked before you. The handling of the cars is a bit more unusual than most arcade races. If you are a veteran of the genre, you may be surprised that drifting isn't as crucial as you'd expect. In fact, if you don't hit the drift perfectly, then you may find that you lose a lot of speed through corners. This may lead you to avoid drifting altogether, but it is one of the most effective ways to fill up your power play meter and cause some havoc. It's not the only way though, as drafting and getting airtime also fills it up. It takes even mastering the art of drifting, and believe me, it is an art. You have to work to hit the drift right, or skillful usage of power plays to win in Split Second. Unfortunately, even that sometimes isn't enough, as the AI is brutal. It seems that most racing games feel the need to implement ridiculous rubber banding opponents, and in Split Second they are almost as bad as those found in MotorStorm. Expect times where you complete the first few laps in first place, and you are miles ahead, only to lose it on the first lap, not because you wiped out, although that does happen a lot, but because you took a corner a bit too tight. The AI is that fierce, and especially in the first half of the game, winning often seems to be pot luck. If you get frustrated with the normal races, then worry not, as there are a few other game modes on offer, which you will also have to complete in the season mode. These include the standard timed lap and eliminator events that are found in most racing games. But you also have the less conventional air attack event, where a helicopter fires down missiles that you must avoid, and its related event, Air Revenge, which is essentially the same, but you have to press circle every once in a while. Finally, there is the Survivor event, where you have to overtake trucks which are dropping explosive barrels. It sounds simple, and it is, but it is also wonderfully addictive. All these events are done on the same tracks, and this is where Split Second stumbles a bit. There are 72 individual events that you must complete throughout the game, but there are only 11 tracks, and even worse, a lot of them are very similar to each other, and there are only about 5 unique locations. This might not seem too much of a problem when you consider that the tracks are dynamic, and you can alter them through the use of power plays. However, a lot of these route changes use parts of different tracks, so you might activate a route changer in the Dry Docks track, and you'll end up doing a segment of Port Bridge. The lack of distinct tracks does take a bit of shine off Split Second, but I think the core concept of using the track as a weapon sets it apart from its competitors, and the gameplay is pretty solid. Overall, it's not the most sophisticated game, and the TV show format may annoy a bit, but it's a unique new IP, and I hope to see a sequel in the future that builds from it. As for trophies, it has a few online trophies, which is always a bad sign if you are going for the platinum. The main offender is the World Beta Trophy, where you have to get a rank of 1, and will take a great online run of form to get. The offline trophies are fairly easy and can be done in around 15 hours. There are a few that are a touch tricky though, but you can check out my trophy help videos on YouTube to help you out. Thanks for watching. You can read the full written review at www.jordez.co.uk.